No, really not.
Are you better?
If I don't break your chair. Yeah, and I'm good. I just can't say our name.
Unapologetic.
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 Unapologetic. Unapologetic. I can
No.
say it now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unapologetic Files. We are your hosts, Kirsten.
Avery.
And we are so excited to finally be here.
I'm so excited.
Doing this.
I cannot believe it's finally that time. We were supposed to kick off January 1st, and I got COVID, along with probably half of the world, but we're here.
Yeah, all that good stuff. So we're back better than ever, and we're so excited that you're here and for us to be here. So we're just going to jump right into it. So for today's episode, you're just going to be getting a little touch of what we're going to bring to the table for you guys. It's going to be a little bit of everything. So really quickly, I wanted to go into how we got here. So a little
It's been a journey.
Yeah, story time. So I've always been a fan of podcasts. I mean, my commute to work is like 30 minutes to an hour each way. So
much more entertaining.
Yeah.
Just music all the time.
Yeah, and you want to feel like you're being productive with that time, because when you sit down and like add it up,
That's a lot of
time. So I got into podcasts and all this, and I was just driving home one day from work, and I was like, oh my gosh, how fun would it be to start a podcast? Like, the idea just hit me out of nowhere. And then also out of nowhere, I was just like, I need to do it with Avery. Like, I'm not even kidding. Out of nowhere, I was like, she is so just talented and amazing. And like, we've been best friends since like little, and we like grew up together. So I'm like, there was so much we could talk about.
That is so true. We have a lot of fun stories.
Yeah, so literally Avery popped to my head and I texted her and I was like, I got a crazy question for you.
That's exactly what it was like too.
Yeah.
It was so spontaneous.
Yeah, and she was like, what? And I was like, do you want to start a podcast together? And she was like,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Why not?
Yeah, no hesitation, which it's never been that with our friendship. So all amazing. So that is how we're here. So we're gonna go into the title a little bit. Do you want to share how we picked it?
Sure. So Kirsten and I as kids used to do this thing where we both, I think, just like didn't care what we wanted to do. We had so many ideas, whether it be businesses or games we wanted to play, and we could never decide what we wanted to do. Much like the name of our podcast, it took us forever, I feel like, to figure out what we wanted. But we've always had like a whiteboard when we were kids. We would take a whiteboard and we would write down like all of the games we would want to play, like school, doctor, bakery.
That was a famous one, and her mom hated it.
My mom hated it. And then we would go through and we would each take turns like crossing off one at a time, just like alternating. And she'd pick one, I'd pick one, and then...
That we didn't want to do.
Yeah, and then the very last one was what we ended up going with.
Yeah.
So that's exactly how we chose our name. I think, like, I feel like the most spontaneous decisions are always the best decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I feel like, not just with this, but with everything, like, I feel like when I do something spontaneous, it's so much more fun to me, and I enjoy it in the long run more than something that I take forever to plan out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like the pressure is on you when you, or you put the pressure on yourself when you take weeks and months to plan something. So yeah, spontaneous is where it's at. It's the way to go, for sure.
So that's how we came up with Unapologetic Files. We're so excited that you're here, and we've got a lot of stuff to kind of touch on. But today's episode is just going to be a brief overview of kind of what to expect, and just kind of kicking off the new year with the right mindset.
Yeah, and going back to the title really quickly, we just want to say, like, that's going to be a reflection of us and how we're going to do this, is just being
completely
unapologetically us.
Completely.
Yeah, nothing's off the table.
Nothing's held back, so Mom, if you're listening to this, I might have to warn you on some of the episodes, because...
Mom ditto. Mom on.
Mother-in-law.
Yeah, mother-in-law. Well, no, she'll be fine. But everyone else. But yeah, it will be just so fun, and we're so excited for this journey. So
I'm so excited to kick off the new year. I don't know about you. I feel like 2021 and 2020 was such a shit show, to be honest with you.
Times 1,000.
But I feel like each year I've been like, okay, this is gonna be the year. This is gonna be the year, and then it just feels like it drags on. But we are so excited for the outlook on our new year.
Mm-hmm.
We want to offer a little bit of advice, I think, for each of us, just on what we think is going to be kind of our mindset going into 2022. I know that it is 2022.
I know, doesn't it sound
I
weird?
was going to say 2021. Definitely 2022.
It sounds weird. Do you remember, like, in school when it was, like, the new year and you would always write the previous year on, like, your notes?
Yes.
Or, like, you're like, oh, wait, it's
I
the
still
new
do
year.
that. Working
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
shoot. I know.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to kind of touch on, like, our New Year's resolutions and just kind of, like, what we are focusing on for 2022. So, what are you focusing on, Kirsten?
Well, I think first off, like, for outlooks on the new year, I love the new year because I just think it's like a fresh feeling that I get, like a fresh start, you know, a clean slate. Like, what happened in last year can stay in last year. Like, I don't know, I get extra motivated, which can sound cliche, but I do. Like, it's just,
I think a lot of people do.
yeah, the first of the month. I mean, it's just new year, new start.
Planner.
Yeah.
Does anybody
Yes.
else get so excited?
So mom always gets me a new planner for Christmas. It's always what we've done. So, like, Christmas, I'm like, yes, give me this planner from mom, and then boom, I'm ready for the new year. Yeah. But I think on the flip side of things, it can also bring, like, a lot of pressure in the way of, like, you sit down, you write all these goals, you have all these resolutions, but if you don't start, like, on January 1st or, like, the first day of the week or the first day of the month, you know, you put all this pressure, and if you don't start on that, can you kind of feel, like, defeated and like, oh, I gotta wait now.
That's literally
I have
how
to
I
wait
felt.
now.
When I got COVID New Year's Eve.
Mhm.
Go figure, I never go out. I'm always at home with my cats, and the one night I decide to go out, I get COVID.
Yeah. No, seriously, yeah. So you like, it's also great and clean start, but it's also that pressure. So we're doing this year without that pressure, right? We're going into it not wanting that. So I think my biggest advice is just to approach this year differently. Okay. Right? So
I
like,
love it.
Yeah.
Simple, but it's like,
yeah, and
that.
it doesn't need to be something big and crazy. I think simple is the way to go. But basically, change your mindset, and instead of like revolutions
revolutionizing the world here.
Resolutions and goals, you know, those kind of things bring pressure, in my opinion.
Totally.
Change it to intentions. Like, set intentions. That to me just feels more fun. That feels like less pressure. So just like changing your mindset on how you view it.
Cutting the word of resolutions and really focusing on intentions.
Yeah.
We're not resolving something, we're setting an intention to move forward with something.
Yep.
I love that.
Perfectly said. Yeah, that was good.
If you're watching the YouTube video, did you see that hair flip?
Yeah, we're also doing YouTube. Hi, YouTube. So if you are somebody who likes to watch things visually, and just, well, watching is visually, but like watch things rather than listen, we're also doing
on
YouTube.
In the background while you're cleaning the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, so we're doing both platforms, listening and watching. So
for sure.
Exciting. Okay, so transitioning into relationships.
Heck yeah.
We all have them, right? Whether it's friendships, spouses, significant others, we all have them. So I think with relationships, we really wanted to focus on like how to keep them fresh with the new year. You know, you enter into the new year, you're really excited, but then really focusing on your relationships and how to keep them fresh. So for me personally, Carson's my husband. So what we did is we literally sat down and we talked about like things we wanted to change for the new year. And our biggest thing is we wanted to like, so for example, we wanted to stop planning like every second of our lives out. So like for those of you who don't know, he just got back from being gone for 1.5 years in Korea. We're military. And he got back, what, like 5-6 months ago? Yeah. And so like every second of our life was like planned out ever since he's been home.
Yeah.
And we're so grateful for all the friendships and having family so close. We love every second of it. But we just want to go into this year not planning every second of our lives out. So that's just like a good example. And then we also talked about things we wanted to add. So we like sat down, had the conversation of things we wanted to like add and take away.
Yeah.
So like for example, things we wanted to add was like date night once a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's literally what I have in my notes.
No way.
Literally.
Okay.
Luke and I did the same exact thing. We picked one night a week where we just put the phone down. We either go out to dinner or we make dinner at home together or, you know, I don't know, watch a movie together. something along those lines where we just really kind of put the time aside and just kind of go with the flow with whatever the nights, wants to take us. And yeah, I totally agree. We set aside a night too. What's your date night?
Well, literally anything. Going out to dinner.
Okay, but do you have like a specific night?
No, so that's what I want
Just like
to
go
do.
week to week?
So yeah, side note, like our pastor at our church, he does every single Monday night with his wife. And he told us this idea to Carson and I or whatever. He told us that this is a thing that they do. And when his little kids were growing up, when they wouldn't go out on Monday night, the kids would think something was wrong because that's how often they did that.
Really?
Like, isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, like I want to do that to where we do it so often that people notice, like, okay, is something wrong? Because you're not on your date night. I just want to do it once a week. I think starting with not setting a specific date just because our schedules are crazy and all that. So just once a week. Okay. Like if it's towards the end of the week, like it's Thursday and we still haven't gone.
One day, Luke and I always go Thursday because we both have Friday off. But that might change. So we'll see.
Make it work with your schedule. But you also have to make it a priority too. Yeah. Because like I just said, our schedules are busy. Okay. Priorities though, right? We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Yeah. So I think your schedule reflects what your priorities are. Yeah. So I think that's important.
I agree with you. And a little preview going kind of off of like we're talking about relationships and stuff. So February is coming up. Yeah. Valentine's Day is coming up. Fun fact. Mom, please plug yours.
My mom too.
I was conceived on Valentine's Day night.
Did I know that?
I don't know, but
I don't think I knew that.
Okay, so I did the math, right? Because I'm a Scorpio. I was born November 8th, and I was like, do the math, like,
counting backwards. I did not know that.
It was February. I asked my mom about it, and it was Valentine's Day. So
that's amazing. Go, Mama Lindsay.
She's gonna kill me.
I know. That's the point of this, though, right?
I know.
Moms don't want to kill us by the end of this.
Unapologetic.
Yeah, we're not being unapologetically us, right?
But going off of relationships, I think it goes to, like, not necessarily just your significant other relationships or with whoever you're intimate with or anything like that. I think it goes with, like, relationships that you're in, like, with anybody. Yeah. It could be family or friends. And I think, like, to be honest with you, personally, I'm at this point in my life where, like, I go by the quote, the cliche. I hope that everybody could have just heard your neck pop.
I know. Did you hear that?
It was very...
I have neck problems. It's a good day when I don't wake up with a headache, so, like, every 2 seconds.
I really hope that actually showed up on the microphone.
There's no way. But my neck pops every 2 seconds, so I'm so sorry. Normally people don't hear it. I'm sorry.
But as I was saying,
continue.
I think, like, I have really started to listen to myself in the cliche quote that quality is better than quantity. And I think this year is so important to cut out the BS, cut out the negativity in your life, whether that be family, friends, it could be a significant other. Like, I think it's really time to just, like, focus in on our individual selves this year and our relationship with ourselves too. So I don't think it just goes into necessarily in, like, significant other relationships. I think if you're listening and you don't have a significant other but you still kind of want to be intentional with your relationships this year, I think it's really important to be intentional with all of your relationships, not just your significant other or intimate relationships in your life.
Yeah. No, that's great. I think it's important to have a check-in with yourself.
Totally.
Have a check-in with other people. If you have that open relationship, you can have those conversations.
Totally.
Just have a check-in.
Sit down. It's so unhealthy if you are prioritizing, like, being a people pleaser. And I can resonate with that. Like, I feel like I have been such a people pleaser, and I think that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it's so important to prioritize your relationship with yourself and putting yourself first, whether that just be even, taking 5 minutes to take a shower, journal, read your Bible, read, just in general, you know what I mean? I think it's really important just to hone in on your relationship with yourself. But going off of health And what you think,
health.
that's like the total stereotypical New Year's resolution, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
everybody.
Yeah, my husband, he is into bodybuilding. He's into weightlifting, and he always says like, "Oh, here's the new year. Like the gym's gonna be packed." You know,
it is so
that's
true.
everybody's resolution. I want to work out. I want to get healthy. But then he's like, "Don't worry. Like in 3 weeks, it'll be back to normal."
Yeah, totally.
But we want to change that. Like instead of setting those goals and resolutions, we want to go in with intentions. So just keep that in the back of your head while we continue on to health.
Totally. So I think like when you're thinking of health, for me, the idea of being intentional comes down to evaluating what I want in my life. Really thinking and taking a minute to myself to understand and think about like what in my life do I need to be intentional about? Because I think health is such a broad term. You know what I mean? There's so much that goes into health. Whether that be like your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual, your social, or even your intellectual health. I know that there's like 5 components. All my psychology majors maybe know what I'm talking about. But I think like specifically for me, I really want to focus on my physical health, but also my spiritual health. And that's not necessarily like you were saying, like getting in the gym, right off the bat with New Year's. I have tried, believe me, every fad diet in the book. I've tried the Whole30, the keto, the calorie counting. I've done it all. And I think like I'm just not wired that way. There are some people that are so wired that way where they can, put something in the books and be like, I'm sticking to this and I'm going to ride it out in the long run. And that is just not me. I love food way too much. It's just, to be honest with you. And so for me, like physical health, when I think of physical health, it is being more active and it is taking care of my body, obviously, but I think just in smaller steps instead of jumping all into it at once. So my goal for this year is to just try something new each week, something small to help with my physical health. But I think like physical health also goes into your mental health. You know what I mean? I think those two are like
they're hand in hand, for sure, yeah.
And so I just think like adding in going on a walk or substituting out, I don't know, candy for grapes. You know what I mean? Just like I think little changes rather than being like, okay, I'm gonna have 1,000 calories a day. I'm gonna stick to it.
Track everything.
It's just like not worth it. Yeah. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Carson, if you're listening to this, you're gonna freaking kill me when I say that. But I think it's so important for people.
Too good. He's too good.
I know.
So good.
He sent me. I asked him. This is a funny story. I asked him. I reached out to him when he was in Korea. Wasn't it when he was in Korea?
Yeah, he was gone. Yeah.
And I was like, so I really want to shed a couple pounds, and I know that you're like really into that, so can you write me up like a meal plan and a workout plan? He was like, yeah, and he sent it back to me, and it was like chicken, rice,
2 almonds.
2 almonds.
Imagine living with him, right? No, just.
And I was like, thank you so much, and I like really took it, and I was excited, and then I looked over it, and I was like, there is no freaking way. I like my chips and my cheeses way too much.
Yeah. No, and I gotta like bounce back to what you were saying earlier. It's just like good for you to notice like what your body needs from you. Like set yourself up for success and that you're not repeating those bad habits.
Totally.
Like, okay, I'm gonna do a new diet because you've proven to yourself, that's just not for you.
Yeah.
And that's totally okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So I think that's just like such a motivational factor that like you have to fail before you succeed, and that's okay. Yeah.
Totally.
You know your body, and it's just amazing now
and
that
you're gonna fail more than you succeed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And now you have a different outlook.
Yeah.
So you can set different intentions this year, and you're gonna do great. I'm so excited to see that.
What did you talk about for your health subject? Like what are you focusing on?
Yeah, I think it's all about, for me, it's just viewing things differently, because I go into every year viewing things the same, and I fail every time. I'll sit down and be like, okay, my goal is to work out every single day. Or 5 days a week, whatever the case may be. And I have proven myself time and time again that I'm going to fail. That's just, like you just said, like that's not how my brain is wired.
Yes.
So I wrote down 3 of my like top things to like view differently, and right off the bat, I've already seen a difference. I mean, what is it, the 16th, 15th? and I've already seen a difference, you know? So my first one is to seek out a journey and not an end point.
Because I love that.
Yeah. Isn't that good? Like life,
go girl.
like life is a journey. It's not, you're not racing to get to the finish line.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to get a reward. You're not going to get anything. So at the end of the day, you're still going to get disappointed. But like, I think that takes like the pressure off because it doesn't seem like such a task and like another item added to your to-do list. It's just like a way to get excited instead of, like I just said, like a to-do list thing.
I heard a quote the other day. It's so funny you say that because I heard a quote the other day and I thought it was like so brilliant. It goes right with that. And it's, you don't realize how important a moment is until that moment becomes a memory.
Oh, that's so
right.
Yeah, I don't. That can make me cry.
I mean,
tugging on the heartstrings.
Might be the
here.
shot we took before.
Yeah, right. Follow us on Instagram if you want to see the story and behind the scenes. Just saying. But yeah, just
that is so true. I love that.
Yeah. And then my second one was avoid goals that have been broken in the past. So I think that just goes back to like I've proven to myself that the things that are going to set me up to fail. So why do I keep going back to those?
Right.
It's like a toxic relationship in a way. Like you just want to avoid those. And then a negative one. We don't want that anymore, right? We want that out of our lives. And then the third one is just get specific about ways to achieve those intentions. So I'm a list person. Are you a list person?
Yes.
Okay, so I think it's great. So say like our overall goal is to get healthy this year, right? Well, like I think it goes deeper into that. You need to sit down and think, how am I going to get healthy this year? And I'm not talking big goals. I'm just talking small, like work out 3 times a week. Like just have bullet points. Drink 4 ounces of water, or like 4 water bottles. Do the whole like math thing of how much water you should be drinking a day.
Right.
And like get that water bottle, that same water bottle you're gonna use every day, and know how many you should drink a day.
Totally.
Read before bed instead of your iPhone.
I love that.
Just like
small changes.
Yeah, small changes that won't overwhelm you. That doesn't like.
If you jump right in, I promise you, 9 out of 10 times. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you girls are like way.
I know. What if they're like
more disciplined than me?
Too.
But I can't. I cannot jump into something and then completely go with it. You know what I mean? No,
I totally agree. And I think our whole thing over this episode is to be intentional instead of setting goals and resolutions. I almost said revolutions. Is to be intentional. I think to be intentional, you have to actually like sit down and think about it.
Yeah.
Like sit down with yourself, pen and paper, and just take the time to think. I think that's crazy to like think that we have to actually, like it's weird for us to slow down. Is it weird to like slow down and like sit in quiet?
Yes.
Is that weird for you? Because it's weird for me.
When I had COVID for the whole week, honest to God, I was like, what am I doing? I can barely move, but like I am not a stagnant person at all. I have to be doing something to keep my mind busy. So I totally understand what you're saying.
So I think it's really important to like get comfortable with it being quiet and just being you and just being in your own thoughts. Yeah. And then you can set those intentions. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I'm looking so forward to 2022.
I know.
What's to come. And I'm so excited we're here. Finally. You guys, before this episode, we sat on the computer for a good 20 minutes.
Maybe it was longer than 20 minutes.
Person was like, I need to order food. Your food's actually probably sitting at the doorstep.
I hope no one steals it. Because I'm like getting shaky over here. I didn't have lunch. I totally spaced it. Yeah. But Avery was smart. Kudos to her. She figured out all the technology side of things.
Girl, we got it down.
Yeah.
I don't have, but we are here, and hopefully the quality of our sound and our mics is working, and you guys are looking forward to what's to come.
Going into what's to come. So this is our goal. Okay, life happens. We're busy, all that. But our goal is to post twice a month.
Yep.
So hearing from us twice a month, and if something happens that week, we will be posting on our socials if we can't post that week. So
our socials are, our Instagram is Unapologetic Files, and so is our Facebook. Our YouTube I'm setting up at the moment. And I will have that up ASAP. Once this video goes up, you guys will see it on our Instagram for sure.
Yeah. So our goal is to post twice a month.
Ideally bi-weekly. We're hoping every other week, but definitely we're gonna shoot for twice a month.
Yeah, for sure. And like I just said, if something comes up, life happens, we'll post on our socials. So make sure to follow us on there. Head over there. And then, yeah, YouTube. We're also filming right now. So like I said earlier in the podcast, is just if you rather watch things than listen, we also have that platform. So.
Yes. Yeah. Totally. Sometimes you might be able to check in and see a little bit more detail to our emotions and
oh my gosh, I can't wait
our
to watch
beverage
this
choices
back.
and all of that on YouTube. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. No, totally.
So thank you guys so much for listening. If you made it all the way through, I have no words. I really just don't. I can't believe that.
I'm just so excited.
We talked about it, and you know, it just took a while to put it all together, but we've got the pieces together, and we're sitting here staring at each other.
So I think like the point of this first episode was definitely to give you guys like a taste of what's to come. So like relationships, we really want to get like spicy and like again,
guys, we're gonna get into it.
Yeah, like get excited, but also health, girls. There's a lot to go into our bodies.
Being
our bodies,
a woman?
Yeah, being a woman. And so I told Avery when we were talking about like topics that we wanted to focus on, like girl health and just our bodies and how it works. I mean, it's amazing, but a lot goes into it. So just get excited for that as well.
We'd like to have some guest speakers on our podcast eventually. So that is to come. And we have just a lot of ideas.
I know. We could go on and on and on, but yeah, it'll be fun to see how it all turns out. And going off of that, we want this to be interactive too. So head over to our socials, comment, give us topics you want us to talk about, questions you guys have, all that. But
real quick, side note, we will have a form each week.
Yes.
That will go up, or every other week.
Yes.
That will go up. Just kind of an anonymous form that you guys can fill out through our social media. We will not know who answers the questions or what questions you answered, but they're just going to be really fun and personal questions that we're going to kind of dive into every episode so that we can kind of answer questions and get you guys like actually personally involved in the conversation.
Yeah.
So be looking for that. Our Instagram again is Unapologetic Files. Same with our Facebook. And you guys can find all of the information on there when the time comes for our next episode.
Yeah, for sure. And going back, if you're watching on YouTube, our podcast will be on Spotify.
Yes. I'm going to be completely honest. I haven't even looked into Apple Music. But if we can figure that out, I will do my best.
Yeah.
But Spotify for sure if our YouTube listeners or watchers want to listen for the next episode.
Yeah, on your long car ride. Yeah.
Totally.
Awesome, guys. Well, we appreciate you guys all for being here. We're just over the moon and so excited. And
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your support and love and all that goodness.
And we will see you guys in our next episode.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.
That was good!
That was fun!
Honest to God, I was so impressed with our transition.
I am too!
I think we just
you two.
We just needed a shot.
Another one?
No, we needed one.
We did.
To get going.
Yeah.
We needed some fuel.
We were so stagnant because we were just like focusing on getting everything working and like sitting here on the computer for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Girl, we killed it.
I'm so excited for it being our first episode, and I hope that I'm literally gonna fix it, upload it, and
I want to listen back.
Like literally right away, and then listen to it. I'm so excited.
Well, that being said, subscribe down below, and then also check us out on Spotify.
Don't forget to hit the like button down below and turn on that notification bell so you get notified every single time we post if you are following us here on YouTube.
Yep, sounds great. Well, appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.